What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing today? Oh my god. Brian, what the hell? Brian with the $50 dono. We didn't even start yet. Oh my gosh. The rate which ID. Oh wait, no, that's not Brian. That's no, nameless one. Oh, okay. I don't know why it showed a B on my screen. Okay, well, nameless one with the $50. Thank you. Appreciate it, dude. Get some W's for nameless one. Holy crap. What's up, TK? How are you guys doing? We'll get started here in just a second. Why did it show a B on my end? All right, well, I'm so used to Brian donating. Thank you so much, Nameless One, for the $50. You are an absolute legend. I appreciate it, man. Hello, hello. So today I wanted to talk about the Kids Act because ID verification is spreading like crazy. What's up, Bertie? All right. Let me know if the music is too loud or too quiet, guys. It started here in just a second. All right. Hello, hello. All right. So, first of all, let's get a head count. Do you guys know what the Kids Act is? Type of 1 if you know what it is. Type of 2 if you don't know what it is. Let's get a little head count of who knows what. DH will hit. Whoa, whoa. The chat is moving super fast. What's up, everybody? I'll hit 500,000 subscribers, dude. Thanks, Pikachu. I don't think so. I'm not good enough for that. Okay, so we got kind of a mixed bag here. Okay, so yeah, wanted to go over what the Kids Act is today because it's something that's going pretty crazy right now in our legislature. But basically, it is going to be an act that is announced for the United States that is going to be essentially ID age verification for social media apps and stuff like that, right? So here is a good post that's made by this. Well, actually, I hate these guys. Never mind. But it's a post made describing what it'll be about, where they were basically saying that they're going to be protecting kids and teens online. And how do they protect kids and teens online? Oh, of course, with mass surveillance laws, right? So what's up with the numbers in these comments? Did you miss the question I asked? But anyways, so they're talking about the fact that they're just going to have ID age verification in the country, and this is something that is kind of getting a little bit of backlash, actually. I mean, it obviously gets a ton of backlash from the community, the public, but it's actually getting a little bit of backlash from politicians as well, because Democratic senators are actually opposing the Kids Online Safety Act. Now, I hope they're opposing it because they're against it and because it's mass surveillance. I hope they're not opposing it because they want it to be worse, right? But this is apparently a Republican-led package of children's online safety bills set for House floor consideration next week. So, on a press call Friday, Senator Richard Blumenthal and these other people over here sharply criticized the Kids on Internet and Digital Safety Act, which the House and Energy Commerce Committee finalized Tuesday. So, and yeah, this is a bipartisan thing, guys. So for sure, it's definitely both sides of the aisle. It's just this specific one is being opposed by Democratic senators. So let's see if we have a little video over here. Okay, so this is kind of like the table of contents with all this. I'm probably not going to go over all this whole thing. Let me know if the music's too loud or too quiet, guys, or can you even hear the music? Let me know. But this is actually a little bit more of a concise breakdown of it. What's called? They said the version of Kids Online Safety Act included in the House's Kids Act package differs substantially from the Senate measure. They argued the House proposal eliminates the bill's duty of care standard, narrows the online platforms covered by the legislation, and retains federal preemption language they say is problematic. So there's no question the reason why Big Tech is pushing the House bill, and make no mistake, Big Tech is behind the House bill. I'm glad that they mentioned that because that is very true, right? Big Tech is referring to companies like Google, Meta, Apple, and stuff like that. And I think we already know about Meta over here. Oh my God, that is so loud. I think we already know about Meta over here. This is from our Honey stream last time. But Meta is obviously the company that is funding ID age verification, right? So they are the ones that have been paying for it. And in my opinion, you've been jump scared by Honey. Sorry, guys. Forgot the volume was loud. What's up, Treetop? What's up, Darby? But what's it called? They are the ones funding ID age verification, and in my opinion, they are the shadiest social media company in the world. So, for sure, they are the ones that are talking about pushing ID age verification, and they're specifically trying to push it onto like Apple and Google. And Meta themselves, have obviously been exposed so many times from having awful business practices, and yet they're the ones trying to go ahead and force everybody to hand over an ID. So that is a pretty interesting situation there. So it's because they're being held liable by New Mexico and California juries, and the elimination of that right of action or preemption of state law is one of their main goals. A recent jury in California found Meta and YouTube negligent for designing addictive features. This is something that we've talked about recently, but there have been some court cases that have happened recently where YouTube and Meta have been held liable for creating addiction. Have you guys heard about that? I made a video about one of the recent court cases. It was right over here. The YouTube lawsuit is dangerous because a bunch of people are now suing YouTube and Meta and saying that they are creating addictive platforms, right? Now, that may be true, I'm sure their social medias are trying to get people to stay on there longer. But the problem is, if those court cases happen, then they're going to just keep saying, okay, well, if these platforms are addictive, we need to get our kids off of it. And what's that going to lead to? So that is pretty scary that is becoming a thing. But what do you guys think? There are concerns that platforms would argue that if the act explicitly disaffirms any duty of care, then there's no baseline. You can't have state laws. Government isn't responsible for your kids. Totally agree. We are perplexed why our House colleagues are considering something that has such weak language that even the proponents are saying don't pass it. It's worse than doing nothing. Cantwell and Blumenthal raised concerns that Republicans took to the state floor to speak in support of the Kids Online Safety Act. Wow, Ted Cruz doing something dumb. That's shocking. But what's it called? What if a data leak happens? It's already happened. There are so many data leaks that have already happened, but I assume you mean data leaks in the age of ID verification. I mean, there's already one that happened with Discord, and that was post age verification on Discord because that data leak happened in Australia and the UK. But if you this is something we've talked about many times before, but if you just look up the words data leak on my channel, you will see tons of ID data leaks that have happened recently. We're not talking about years ago. We're not talking about decades ago. We're talking about within the last year. I've made a video talking about how many different data leaks, yeah, so it's a pretty interesting Nepal situation might happen. Yeah, I mean, probably not. I mean, the United States government, unfortunately, you can't just overthrow it like that. You know what I mean? So what Dominator Sports is referring to is, if you guys heard, there was a thing that happened with Nepal. I think it was partially fueled by the social media proposed ban, but it was also because of other government issues, and they actually overthrew the government, which is wild. You know what I mean? Parents need to be responsible for kids, not governments. Exactly. Yeah. It is pretty insane. Thank you, Super DK. Hope you had fun playing Minecraft. Won't all this ID verification really piss people off? Oh yeah, I mean, people are definitely mad. It's just we have to actually band together to be able to do something about this. You know what I mean? But I hate Kappa. Yeah, the funny thing is, I've made tons of videos about Kappa. It's for those of you guys who are new to the channel, you might not know, but I've actually been talking about this whole, internet privacy thing for years now, right? I've made so many videos about Kappa, and I was actually pointing out specifically the Kappa errors on YouTube. So for some of you guys might have missed this, but in 2020, YouTube was forced to mark videos as either made for kids or not made for kids. So I started finding a ton of videos that were offensive or really bad that were marked as made for kids. And each video I was like, YouTube, what are you doing? You're not even marking this right. So, I mean, people used to call me the Kappa guy. I've made so many videos about Kappa. Have you made a video on the Roblox lawsuits? Yes, I have. Yes, I have, my friend. I've made a decent amount of videos on Roblox too. In fact, I've been in pretty frequent contact with Schlepp. We've talked about that type of stuff. But yeah, I've made a decent amount of videos on Roblox. So yeah, I mean, This whole online privacy thing has been a big deal for a while. I don't know if you're still here, nameless one, but once again, I really appreciate the $50, man. That's really uh, a big deal to me, man. So I really appreciate it. Let's get some W's for him. But yeah, so this specific bill, that they're trying to pass. Hey, thanks for the dollar. Thanks for I think that's a Canadian dollar. Dance North. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. But yeah, what's it called? This one is actually getting a little bit of contention in the government, right? Where everyone's like, oh, I don't know, maybe this Kids Online Safety Act isn't a good idea. So, oh god, why do they do this? You can't read any freaking article without. Okay, it still lets me scroll through. So you guys are just gonna have to deal with this. I'm not signing up for this shit. Uh, so, yeah. So they're trying to advance the Kids Online Safety Act in the Senate. They reference that Blackburn is spearheading discussions with the White House on a related package that could include federal preemption language alongside provisions on kids' safety. So this is something that I've mentioned a few times on stream when we've talked about ID verification, but there seems to be a misconception that the current administration that is running the US government is against ID verification, like the current, powers in the White House. That, from what I've seen, is not true. The White House is 100% for ID age verification. I've already made a video about this a few months ago. And I also talked about their stupid White House app that is going ahead and tracking people's locations. You know what I mean? So I don't know why there's like this misconception that the White House doesn't support ID age verification, but they absolutely do. From everything that I've seen. If you haven't seen this video, I'd recommend checking it out. I went over it in detail, but they laid out, the Trump administration essentially laid out their AI plan, right? And in their plan, as we were digging through it, we were able to find areas where they were mentioning, avoiding kids being exploited to online harm and stuff like that. And they were basically saying ID age verification without saying it. So it was definitely, it was definitely one of those things where people were really raising their eyebrows here, thinking, seems really interesting, Hey, thank you so much for the $5, Bite Didi. I can't really call because I'm awkward on the phone. Try to read what the Fight for Future wanted people to say, and they instantly called me to work. Okay, well, thank you for the $5. Appreciate it. Thank you for the $10, GG Lost 8307. Oh man, I'm probably gonna sound old. I don't even know what that is. Uma Museum stream when? I'm old as hell, buddy. I don't even know what that means. But thank you so much for the $10. Appreciate it. Shout out to both of you guys. Let's get some W's for them. But yeah, so like I was saying, I don't know why people think that the White House doesn't support this. From what I have seen, they absolutely do. In fact, many of these bills, like for example, the Texas bill for age verification on adult videos, that went all the way up to the Supreme Court, if I remember correctly. So this is essentially a nationwide effort, a global effort for ID age verification. Thank you so much, Kitty Gotcha. I appreciate that. Thank you. It's a horse girl racing game. Okay, thanks, Super Sniper. You love the videos too. Thank you, GG Lost. Thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate that. But yeah, so you're the real humor. Thank you. Is that a Kevin Durant reference? But anyways, what's it called? Cantwell, ranking member of the Senate Commerce Committee, said she does not know what Cruz or Blackburn may propose and suggests that even Republican members of the committee are not yet aware. Nobody on the committee knows. We certainly don't need to tie it to bad AI policy. So I'm glad that somebody is standing up, in the government against this type of stuff, right? So reference a previous Senate effort to include language preempting state AI regulations. All right. So the senators urged House members not to advance a weakened version of the bill and to stick with what they called the real kids on. Oh, God. Wait, so are they for it too? Oh, man. Well, I feel like I just got backstabbed like I'm freaking Julius Caesar getting backstabbed by Brutus. Et tu, Brutus? Come on, man. I thought that they were opposing the bill because they're against it. Sounds like they just want a more strict version. Okay, well, yeah. So here's another article I got for us. So another really great resource is the EFF, which is, I'm drawing a blank here, but they are the, come on, there's got to be somewhere where it says what the acronym is. but they are a good source for fighting against ID age verification. Let me just, I guess I'll just look it up. Electronic Frontier Foundation. So they've been doing some good work against ID age verification. So they were actually talking about this law. So within the next week, Congress is preparing to vote on the KIDS Act, a sprawling package of legislation that seeks to control Americans' web browsing and private messaging, right? From what I've seen, this bill isn't slated for a full House vote, but rather this upcoming vote will more likely be on this, how the bill would look like. Yeah, totally understand. Haven't posted this in my Twitter and Discord. Oh yeah, you're right. I gotta post the stream. Give 1 second. Just gonna post this on the Twitters real quick. You guys can watch an old man try to figure out social media live. And live stream. Live, come tell me your zodiac sign. Whenever I do ats on the Discord or whatever, I always like make some stupid message with it. Okay, we're back. Okay, so, oh my God, man, the chat is moving so fast. I appreciate everybody for being here. I'm so sorry if I missed some of your guys' messages. But anyways, so package includes a revised version of the Kids Online Safety Act, or KOSA, combined with a collection of other internet bills, study bills, reporting requirements, and new regulations. Instead of debating any of these proposals on their merits, lawmakers are attempting to move them all at once under an ultra expedited process. Yeah. That's not good. That's not good. So they're essentially trying to combine all of these mass surveillance bills and laws, push them all together. And, you know, the thing is, right, and you know, I'm not trying to disparage anybody based on their age, right? But the problem is with like older people, right? When they don't understand the internet that well, they're just going to listen to the whole, oh, we're doing this to protect the kids thing. And from there, it's just like, okay, now they're immediately on board with anything, right? So I feel like a lot of these politicians, and I'm, you know, this might surprise some of you guys, but I think a lot of these politicians are lying. Crazy, right? I thought all politicians told the truth, but I think that they're lying and they're misrepresenting it to make it seem like this is about the kids, because they know that that is how they're going to get the parents on board, right? Remember that, you know, when you use the internet every day, right? Like us, we're using YouTube right now, Twitter, whatever. We are only a small percentage of people that actually vote. You know, a lot of people that vote actually don't use the internet at all. So you are missing some opinions there. Thank you so much, Boric Intelligal, for the $5. Appreciate it. I just wish YouTube mods could be better. They don't always remove content or accounts that repeatedly harass others. Yeah, they don't for sure. I mean, you guys already know I've made videos about the UTTP, and YouTube took pretty much no action against them. But anyways, so like we were saying, what they do is they go ahead and appeal to the parents, right? Because believe it or not, that's a huge portion of the voting base, at least in the United States, right? And they say, oh, but we're trying to protect your kids. You know, we're trying to protect your kids. And that alone, that phrase alone, makes them feel like they need to vote yes on these acts and bills and stuff. And that's where the problem arises, and that's how they get all the support. Now, what we need to do as a collective, you know, obviously everybody here who's watching, you guys are smart, you guys know what's going on. We need to make sure we spread the word about this, right? We need to make sure that we spread the word so these people can know. We need to make sure we spread these videos and streams around to the places where they're not watching, right? Not just on YouTube, but on the Twitters, on the Facebooks, on the whatever the, you know, people are using nowadays. And it doesn't have to be me, right? I mean, let's say you prefer somebody else who makes videos about the Online Safety Act. That's totally fine, right? Share anyone's videos, whether it's, you know, Muda or whoever, share their videos. And we just need to make sure that the word gets spread, because when people don't know about something, that's how things keep getting worse and worse, right? So you can you call your representative in your state to at least voice your concerns over this? Of course, yeah. I mean, I advocate for that all the time. There's so many different ways to contact your local representatives. It's something that we should all be doing, right? EFF has a way to do it. You know, if you press or take action button over here, let's see where that takes us. Yeah, you look up your representatives through your street address and your zip code, right? And you could just look up EFF Action Center. Another one that I recommend all the time is badinternetbills.com. That's another one that I recommend all the time. You just enter in your phone number and zip code, and that is something that you can go ahead and take a look at, right? So these are things that you can easily contact your local representatives. And, there's a few ways that you can do it, but this is just a way that I recommend to do it. And, there's other ways that other YouTubers might recommend, but this is the way I recommend to do it. When you contact your local representatives, right? And by the way, this is mainly for the US. I don't know if this works in other countries, probably not. When you contact your local representatives, you need to make sure you tell them, hey, don't tell them, hey, I oppose I oppose IDH verification. I think it's wrong or whatever. You need to tell them, hey, if you vote for this, if you support this in the Senate or in the House of Representatives, you are going to lose my vote, and you're going to lose my vote, and then you are going to have to resort to, or I'm going to resort to voting for your competition, right? So that is what I would recommend doing, and that is going to be the way that we're going to be able to make sure that we combat this, right? So that is something that you can do anywhere in most places. And you can do that in most other countries as well, right? You might not be able to use this specific website, but you can do that in other places and countries as well. Thank you so much, my man Blue, for the 20 gifted. Appreciate you. Let's get some W's from my man Blue. If you guys don't know Blue, absolute legend in the channel. He's donated over probably like, we've got to be close to like 3,000 gifted memberships right now, by the way. So big shout out to Blue. He's a big reason why I can keep making videos and streams. So W's for him. He does have his own emote, and we like to spam it whenever he give some membership. So thank you so much, Blue. But anyways, so that is that's kind of like the main synopsis of what's going on here. And there's been a lot of people that have been talking about this act on Twitter. These guys have been getting ratioed literally every 5 seconds. And I really do I do appreciate that they are going ahead and getting ratioed over and over again. So here's someone saying, none of these are going to protect kids and empower parents. These are all nothing but mass surveillance laws that nobody wants, and therefore these will empower sickos, predators, and other bad actors, including big tech as a whole. Totally agree. So that is the type of rhetoric that we need. Even red states calling representatives don't do shit, just gets ignored. I still do try. I mean, even if that's true, Train Boy Eric, the problem is I would rather try to do something as opposed to not do anything, right? So I would rather try and fail than not try at all, So even if it doesn't do anything, at least we can say that we've done our part, right? Because there's a lot of people who complain about things, and this just goes past IDH verification. Now we're just talking about it in general in the world, right? There's a lot of people who complain about things and they don't ever actually try to fix those things, right? They just say, oh, this sucks and what sucks or whatever. And then they don't ever actually try to do anything about it. And that's where the situations just keep getting worse, because complaining about something won't help. You have to actually try and take action, Will this live stream be part of a video? Probably not. No. What's called? I like to do live streams a little bit separate, sometimes. I don't want to just spam videos about IDH verification over and over again. I know, it is justified for the most part, but like every now and then I'll do a stream about it and whatnot. I do like streams. I like the more interactive aspect of it as well, right? We can, oh my gosh. Can you guys hear like the music outside? There's someone blasting their radio outside. But what's it called? Anyways, what the hell? Oh, WWE thing. But anyways, what's it called? Let's see what we got over here with the Kids Act. Let's see if we have any like regular anything going on over here. Online Safety Coalition urges House to reject Kids Act compromise. Let's see what we got over here. Online Safety Act Coalition urges, all right. Coalition of Children's Safety Advocates is urging House leaders to reject a bipartisan compromise on online safety, arguing it weakens protections for minors and lets tech companies avoid accountability. Well, we already know that's true. What was that WWE thing? I don't know. My algorithm on Twitter is so fucked. In a letter first shared with Politico, the groups urged Speaker Mike Johnson, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries to oppose a bipartisan package known as the Kids Act ahead of a potential House vote as soon as next week. Led by Design It For Us, Parents Together, National... Okay. Signed by 90 other organizations. The coalition said the deal struck by Energy and Commerce lawmakers fails to address its chief concern, the omission of a duty of... Oh, man. Are these other people that are just advocating for something more strict? I hope not. It's called Bad Internet Bills, right? Yeah, badinternetbills.com. So That is a website to go to. Just ignore the UTTP idiots in the comments, guys. But yeah, batterintbills.com. That would be a website to go to. Another one is the EFF that we were just on. So Tech Industry Group, Net Choice has come out against Kids Act. Okay. Net Choice, man. Well, do I have to go on another rant about Net Choice again? I like Net Choice. I like everything that they've done. And I like that they're blocking, you know, they're trying to get these laws blocked, you know, all around the country and stuff. And they have succeeded in times. But the only thing that doesn't make sense about me with the Net Choice, as you guys have heard me mention, is why are you guys still partnered with Meta? I don't understand. You know, I don't get why they're partnered with Meta when they are when they're the ones paying for IDH verification. It doesn't make any sense. Tag team YouTube on X, but don't always respond. Yeah, Team YouTube doesn't always respond. Thank you so much for the $2. Appreciate it. But yeah, I don't understand the Net Choice partnership with Meta. It is the most counterintuitive thing. Yeah. Human rights revolution is bound to happen. Yeah, I mean, yeah, more and more people are paying attention to this, but we need even more people to pay attention to this, you know? So here is a quote from the Director of Government Affairs at Net Choice. The House Energy and Commerce deal is a real effort to improve upon the disastrous censorship regime being championed in the Senate and reflects on some thoughtful work. Unfortunately, any legislative effort that regards legal speech is inherently harmful, blah, blah, blah. So I understand that this is like, you know, they're talking to people in the government and they have to be professional and stuff like that. I mean, I would just be like, hey, this is some bullshit. You know, you guys are just trying to harvest our data. Stop trying to like mass surveil the whole world, you know? But I know that they have to use some like, I don't know, like corporate jargon and stuff like that. Yeah, so I understand it from that regard, but yeah. Package raises constitutional, legal, and practical concerns that ultimately harm the very users it aims to protect. It fails to meaningfully preempt the growing patchwork of state regulations, leaving platforms exposed to divergent politically, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Even if it passes, is there any hope that it can be undone? Yeah. There have been laws that have been passed that have been blocked or have been rescinded, or they've been paused. That has happened. There was one that happened recently, actually, a VPN ban. Let's see if I can try to find it. There was one, I remember making a video about it in like the last maybe like few weeks. Let's see if I can try to find it. I also have the eyesight of like I'm basically blind, so I might miss it here. VPN bans are paused. Yeah, this one right over here. So we got, I remember, oh, you can hear me twice. I remember Utah had an IDH verification law that was banning VPNs, and that ban got delayed. It was already passed, and it was going to go into law May 6th of 2026, but it got delayed to September 3rd, 2026. And guess who they got sued by to stop that from happening? Freaking the owner of the hub. He likes his own video. Oh yeah, dude, you got to get the ball rolling somehow, you know? I like that video. It was a good video, so I slapped a like on it. No, I'm just kidding. My videos are terrible. Thank you so much for the $2. Could I be a special voice guest in a stream? I appreciate the donation, man, but I'm just gonna do the stream solo for now. But thank you so much. What's it called? Anyways, so banning VPNs is crazy. Yeah, and that's something we've discussed a lot as well. Is that even possible? Is the question I've asked, and pretty much every time I ask the question, it seems like the answer is no. You can't really. I mean, I guess you could like, you would essentially have to jail the internet of your country. You know, I mean, there are countries that I guess successfully have banned VPNs, but I think it's like Russia and China and North Korea and places like that. You know what I mean? Thank you so much for the $10. Appreciate you, Antagonistic. I have tried to warn multiple Discord servers that I'm on about this ID verification bullshit, but they just won't listen. What can I do to actually get their attention? It's been rough. I mean, the best way that I can think of to, you know, make sure that people can know about something in a quick fashion is to just send them a YouTube video, right? That is how a lot of people get their information. Again, I'm not just shilling for myself. You can send them somebody else's video if you'd like, but I would recommend sending them a shorter video, like nothing longer than like 15 minutes, that really sums up IDH verification and all the problems with it. And, you know, just be like, hey, just take a look at this video, just watch it. Let me know what you think, right? And have a discussion with them, because that is, you know, the best way to do it. I've done that multiple. Well, I mean, you know, some people aren't going to listen, so I can't give you like a foolproof way on how to get everyone's attention, but usually videos are the best way to do it, even if they're, you know, their attention span is a little shorter. Show them some Twitter threads, right? Just a one paragraph Twitter thread and stuff that kind of goes over and stuff like that. And I mean, there's multiple ways to, you know, there's multiple ways to communicate it, but unfortunately, some people just don't care. They're not going to listen. So yeah, that is something that we have to get used to, unfortunately. Dozens of tech safety groups urge House to reject kids package. Okay, that's good. Now, some of them I could see though were just wanted something a little stricter, but that is really unfortunate. I do love seeing these guys get ratioed over and over again, though. It is hilarious. Breaches happen because of stuff. People need to not sue the company and instead target their losses to the governments or the ones forcing it to happen. Yeah. You called your senator? Nice. There you go. And again, even if they don't reply or they don't reply to your email or call or whatever, at least you tried. That's the main thing, right? I would rather try and fail than not try at all, as I said. Yeah. So these guys. Anyway, so here's somebody saying there's nothing patriotic, good, or safe about any of the laws being pushed in this package. We've seen this exact approach to legislation before. It massively expands surveillance, censorship, and control. Yeah, I mean, very true. Just like phone calls, so I can't call my senator. They probably hate my guts by now. You emailed your senator? Nice, James. Good job. Send an email through an EFF and bad internet bill site. There you go. Good job. And remember, guys, you know, for those of you guys who plan to send emails and stuff, just remember, tell them that they are going to lose your vote if they support ID age verification, right? And it would be good if you can even bring up like, you know, their competitor in their state, in your state, right? I will vote for this person instead of you, you know? And just, obviously make sure that they don't support ID age verification too, but you guys know what I mean. Are the state level ID age verification laws surviving their lawsuits? It will give us a better idea of whether a federal ban will hold up in court. Some of them are getting blocked. Hold on. I made some videos about it. And you know, again, I got to give NetChoice their credit. NetChoice is the one doing the blocking usually. I'm just frustrated with them because they freaking keep supporting Meta, which just doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, the Louisiana one got banned / blocked, the social media bill that was proposed there. The one in Texas got blocked for a while, but I think that one ended up going, oh no, it did get blocked. The App Store age verification one got blocked temporarily, but I think that one might be live right now. What's called the UK, they were trying to do some VPN stuff, and they're still trying to do some VPN stuff. So some of them are getting blocked, you know. It's just some of them are getting through, some of them are getting blocked. We just have to do what we do and make sure that we can at least try, you know. Piss me off because I live in Texas. Oh yeah, I mean, being in a state that is affected by this, I can't imagine how frustrating that would be. Here you go. Here's a link to the website I was talking about, badinternetbills.com, for anybody who wants to send out an email. This guy, I had a little bit of a rant to this guy. So this guy, Jim Banks of Indiana, is what's called going ahead and proposing a federal age verification bill. So this guy is trying to make nationwide age verification, right? So his name is Jim Banks of Indiana, who last month urged the Department of Justice to ramp up extended prosecutions. Titled "The Safe." Okay, look at the title of this freaking bill. I mean, are you writing a book here, buddy? Safety and Age Filtering Enforcement for Kids Act of 2026. Are you rapping? Like, what is this? You know, where they would require websites to age verify users if more than 1/3 of the hosted material is deemed by the FTC to be sexual material harmful to minors, right? Now, with that, I mean, that could be tons of websites, right? That could be Twitter, that could be YouTube, that could be Instagram. I mean, that could be almost every single social media out there, right? So essentially, I mean, when you think about it, it is essentially a proposal for ID age verification nationwide to use any social media. I mean, that's essentially what this is. So the bill resembles, you know, age verification, but includes a triple threat enforcement regime. If the bill were to become law, it would not only enable the FTC to pursue civil penalties against alleged violators, but would also allow the Department of Justice to pursue criminal charges with sentences or with knowing violations punishable by $1 million fines and 5-year prison sentences for company officers, directors, or employees. Oh my God. In addition, the bill grants a broad private right of action so any citizen could sue site operators for damages. So they're basically saying, hey, it's for the kids, but hey, mass surveillance across the entire country, right? So this may have been a little harsh of me, but I commented on this. Let me see if I can try to find it. And I just straight up said that he should be fired. Let me see if I can try to find that tweet. There you go. I said, remove this piece of shit from office. Try boosting this post? No, I don't want to. I just straight up said, remove this piece of shit from office. I mean, if you are actually going to be, even if you propose a bill where you are trying to do mass surveillance across the entire country, just even proposing the bill, I believe you should be fired. That's just my opinion. I know this might sound harsh, but I don't care, to be honest. I mean, it is just crazy how these guys are actually trying to strip away all of our rights and privacy before our very eyes. I mean, you guys agree? I agree. Yeah, okay, yeah. I mean, even if you disagree, that's fine. I'm fine with the dialogue, obviously. This is just too far now. I mean, a nationwide age verification bill for any website that has a third of their material which is considered inappropriate. Like, again, that could literally be almost any single website that's ever existed. So yeah, disagreeing doesn't mean anything is the truth. Yeah, I mean, and again, I was just saying that because, like, even if somebody was to disagree, I enjoy the dialogue. Maybe I can convince somebody. You know what I mean? Really glad there are people like you talking about this. I've been worried about this, so it's nice to know there are people that care. Thank you, Gloomy. Appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, I honestly think people like that should be fired straight up. It's Monday at 6:30 p.m. The House is voting on the Kids Act, including Kids Online Safety Act, this entire weekend. Leading up to that vote, these phones need to be ringing off the hook. This is our one chance at stopping it in the House. Fill up those voicemails now. So these are all the laws that are being considered over here. Okay. 5 calls has scripts for you to use. Okay, let's hear some of these scripts. Let's see if we need to maybe yeah. Let's see if we need to adjust these. Okay, here you go. Here's some scripts over here. All right. Hi, my name is blank, and I'm a constituent of blank. I'm calling to demand, oppose. Broad legislation does nothing to protect. Okay. So again, I would add one thing. I would add to this. First of all, this is a little too formal for my liking. I would keep it a little bit more concise. You don't want to give them like a soliloquy. I would say, I mean, obviously I'm biased because I'm me, but I would say to do what I said instead, where you say, hey, I am blank from blank. I want to talk to you about the Kids Act. I believe this is a mass surveillance law that does nothing but, violate our rights. If you do not oppose this bill or law, I will be voting for your competition, and I would name them and say, internet privacy is important. That's what I would say, right? Obviously, I didn't say it in the most concise way possible, but I think that you do need to give them a little bit of an ultimatum just by saying, hey, this is bad and I disagree. That doesn't really incentivize them to listen to you, in my opinion. I think you have to be a little bit more forceful. And that would be the best way to do it. Really cute how not a single pro kids online safety, child safety organization has said zilch about the other 18 bills in the Kids Act, most of which are identity verification bills. Looks like the Kids Act could see House floor vote next week. So, okay, here you go. So, what's in the Kids Act? The Kids Act bundles the following bills into a single package. The Screen Act, age verification for sexually explicit websites. So, Kids Online Safety Act, Title II, social media platform design mandates. What's called? The Safer Gaming Act, safeguards for online video game platforms. Oh my God. These people out here still using the excuse of like, video games cause crime. We need to stop kids from playing video games. The Safe Bots Act, which is about chat bots. The Research and Education title, including the Kids Internet Safety. Then COPPA 2.0. When the UK started doing this, I got a VPN immediately. I haven't done a single verification for them. I'm sure I'll need to do something for it at some point, but I'm good for now. Yeah, they're currently, the UK has discussed the idea of a VPN ban. So I guess they're going to try to do that. But once again, how do you ban VPNs? It doesn't really make sense to me. Our official letter to House leadership opposing HR 775. The kids are okay. Let's see this. If they advocate for stronger age verification, I'm not going to be happy. Okay, so let's see what they say over here. Damn, this is low quality. Hopefully you guys can read this. Survivor parents are just living in big tax. Okay. We have acted in good faith. Campaign. We have been clear about meaningful legislation requires and to deal. Unfortunately, the bill fails below these standards. These tragedies. Blah blah blah. Honor. Okay. It looks like they're trying to support stronger kids online safety acts, which is not good. That's not good. Okay, let's see the next one. It eliminates the duty of care, and we will not accept any kids' online safety. So the bill removes the duty to prevent and mitigate depression. Okay, so they're trying to put it on the social media websites themselves. Okay, it expressly exempts the very harms that killed our children. Sheesh. Handing big tech an escape hatch, leaves children unprotected. Okay, but through oh my god, so they want it to be worse. They want it to be worse. Oh god, come on, man. I really thought that they were going to be an ally for us here. So they're essentially saying, hey, you know, our kids aren't having all this stuff happen to them on social media. They're also having it happen on video games and stuff like that too. So therefore everything has to have ID age verification. Fucking hell, man. Okay, well, what was that group called? The Parents Rise. I am disappointed in you. Boo. Okay, Meta opposed the Kids Online Safety Act for years, and suddenly Meta was on board. Yeah, fucking Meta. I hate them. Traitors. Yeah, pretty much traitors, dude. Okay, kids safety organizations are mad the Kids Act isn't more. Yeah, that's what we figured out in real time, unfortunately, because people are not being loud enough to Congress about how much they don't like this bill. Man, and here I thought we had an ally in these guys. And oh my god. Hey, thank you so much for the $7. Appreciate you, Adam. Remember when Alex Jones tried to warn us for 3 decades? It's not even the politicians' fault. It's the elites controlling everything. They're puppets. Thank you for the donation, but I'm not sure if Alex Jones is the most credible person to reference. Thank you, Darby. Okay. What else we got here? Yeah, Dot, if people show up and watch, then why not? I'm shocked that there's 300 people here. I mean, I appreciate everybody for watching. Congress is preparing to vote on the Kids Act. Yeah. I actually want to retweet these guys real quick because I just want to point something out about them. We'll do it in real time. It's a shame that a group that is claiming to protect, oh my god, I can't spell, kids, is not opposing the Kids Act because it is a mass surveillance bill. Guys, I can't spell. Somebody help me. I'm uneducated. Surveillance bill, but because it isn't invasive enough. What is going on in the world? All right. Piccolo is right. See, Piccolo is somebody who I can get past. You can, damn, you type fast? Not really. Not really. It's a shame that a group that is claiming to protect kids, not opposing the Kids Act because it's a mass surveillance bill, but because it isn't invasive enough. What is going on in the world right now? I'll remove the LOL. We're serious. Should I put an emoji, guys? Emoji or no emoji? I'm gonna do roll eyes emoji. Is that? Oh my god, my age is showing. How do you roll eyes? Okay, there you go. There you go. Okay, we got it. What is going on in the world right now? Eye roll. There we go. Okay, that'll show them. All right. Anyways, what else we got over here? Music's not too loud, right, guys? Sometimes I've watched the streams back and the music is super loud. Malaysian Force, June 1st, 2026. Sound like you're 20. You sound like you're 23? Nah, I was born in 1923, dude. I'm 103 years old. Music volume fine? Okay, cool. In addition to calling your reps, sign into this open letter against the Kids Act. I don't know how much the open letters will do. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, anything will help. So, kids online safety act is moving forward in the House. Okay. I'm so glad so many people just went over here and ratioed the hell out of these guys. I've made so many tweets about the Energy and Commerce Committee. These damn fools. Okay. What else we got over here? Parents, not the government, have a duty to protect their children online. All the tools are already available for parents to control their child's app downloads, time limited, in-app purchases, and more. And that's my thing, right? What the hell else do you want, like, these companies to do, right? I've already said Roblox and Discord specifically. Wow, you actually read my mind, Wise. I already said Roblox and Discord specifically are super weird and shady, and those platforms deserve to be investigated. But when they force the platforms to have IDH verification, that's not a solution, because that makes it so we're all liable and vulnerable, I should rather say, to a huge data breach, right? And as she's pointing out over here, dude, a lot of these apps like Apple, for example, they already have parental controls for screen time, bedtime reminders, this, that. You can't download apps without asking your parents for permission. Man, these parents are lazy as shit. They already got everything that they need if they actually care. And this is something you guys have probably heard me mention in videos before too, but like in terms of the internet itself, in terms of using your PC or whatever, dude, you could freaking program your router to where your kids can't go on any website that you don't want them to go on. You could program the browser to where if they try to open a specific website, it won't let them do it. Dude, how lazy are parents, man? It's actually crazy. I had parental controls a lot over me when I was younger. Yeah, and even, I mean, for example, me, right? Like when I was younger, my parents would just watch what I would do too. I mean, like that's also like, you don't even necessarily even need the parental controls either. I mean, they know the internet is a potentially very dangerous place, so they would kind of keep an eye on us, you know? I mean, that's how parenting has always been, you know? Because I know this might sound like what do you call it? Like an argument. I forgot what the fallacy term is when you make an argument that's like, or it's kind of like a red herring. But I know it sounds kind of like a red herring, but like, can't you use that logic with anything, right? Okay, don't let your kids drive because cars are dangerous. Don't let your kids walk outside because they might get attacked by a dog. I mean, there are going to be dangers in the world, but what you need to do is you need to prepare your kids for it, as opposed to what's called making it so they can't go outside, making it so they can't drive, making it so they can't do anything. And it's just like, really? That's your way to stop this type of stuff? I don't know. Okay, hold on. Let me refresh my stream chat. Looks like it froze for a second. Hopefully my internet didn't go out. Everybody hear me? I think my stream chat just froze for a second. Maybe, oh no. My internet down? Did anybody hear me? Or did YouTube go down? Oh shit, what's going on? What's going on? Nothing's loading. Well, actually, these websites are loading. What? I think YouTube is having some issues. It's fine on my end? Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with my YouTube chat. Guys, I miss you. Give me 1 second here. You will not stop me from doing this live stream, YouTube. We're doing this goddamn live stream. Okay, I got chat back. And that's another thing. Don't even get me started on YouTube's vibe coding, man. Oh my god. Okay, we're back. Hello, how are you guys doing? Sorry if I missed some of your messages. Why don't you get Moist Critical, Pyro, or Dull and Dark to cover this? First of all, I'm not nowhere near as relevant to get any of those people to talk to get in a call with them or anything like that. I know Critical made a video for me once, but you know, he's not my bestie or anything. He's a very nice guy, though. I mean, I go in his stream chat sometimes and just say hello, and he'll always say hello. Critical's a good guy. I mean, I'm biased because he helped me out, but, you know, he's a good guy. And for the record, Critical actually already has made videos about ID age verification. Maybe get Schlepp or others. Schlepp, we've talked about it. I don't want to spoil any of his plans, but Schlepp has played around with the idea of possibly making some, I don't know about a YouTube video, but he's definitely on his Twitter. He's talked about some of this type of stuff. I don't want to get into it too much because I don't want to spoil what he's going to do, but, you know. Yeah, Schlepp has showed interest in ID age verification. And taking it down. Look at how I looked up the Kids Act, right? Twitter search is so funny to me. Terry Crews talks about beating up his father for hours. Kids Act? I mean, I guess? I don't know. Twitter search is funny to me. But anyways, legal ground under... Okay. Kansas age verification lawsuits collapsed? Oh, okay, interesting. Federal judge dismissed the last of 4 NCOSC-backed lawsuits against adult sites. Reason was jurisdiction. Companies are based outside of Kansas, so its courts cannot reach them. Interesting. Kids Act doesn't stop predators. It expands federal authority over the internet. Yep, true. Okay, who are these people? Taxpayers Protection Alliance. Holy shit, an organization that's on our side. Oh my god. This is monumental. Who are these guys? Taxpayers Protection Alliance. Let's take a look at them. Have we earned an ally here? In case you missed it, the Kids Act is being sold as a child safety bill, but is also a sweeping internet regulation package. Congress shouldn't use kids' safety as a vehicle. Yep, okay. All right. Protect taxpayers. I like it. What's your streaming software? I just use OBS Studio. Okay. All right. Yeah, these guys looks like they're really against this. Reminder for Congress: empower parents, not bureaucrats. Families, not Washington. Should decide what's best for kids online. Thank you so much again for $7, Adam. Appreciate it. Michael Jackson warned us. Isaac Cappy warned us. And Bob Marley warned us too. And Bill Cooper. They were all killed for it. I know Michael Jackson and Bob Marley, but I actually don't know who the other two are. But thank you so much for $7. Appreciate it. So today, TPA announced its opposition to the Kids. Okay, so these guys are TPA. Despite its name, the bill creates a backdoor age verification mandate. Okay, this is the president. Okay. No one should be fooled. This legislation will not protect children. What it will do is erode the data of every American to use the internet. Okay, playbook of age verification. Okay, David. All right, I see you, David. That's all right. That's what I like to hear. Okay, so this is yeah, just ignore them. The thing is about live streams, especially on YouTube, is there's always spammers. So just ignore them. But yeah, okay. So we have gained an ally here. Today our summer interns and TPAs had a behind the scenes tour of the White House. Okay, wait, who are these guys? Taxpayers Protection Alliance, nonpartisan, nonprofit organization committed to responsible government and lower taxes. Okay, well, whoever they are, I mean, dude, their representatives are in the White House. I mean, maybe these guys can make some waves over here. They have a Wikipedia page. Okay. All right, I like that. Yeah, I appreciate any organization that is willing to join us in this fight over here. Okay. Passing legislation to protect kids online has been a main priority of mine as a mom. Oh, no. See, these freaking people, they're on both sides of the political aisle too. This guy's a Democrat doing it. This is, I think, a Republican, maybe. I'm not even sure. Oh my God, why? They don't even know how the internet works, man. CC's kids package. Speaker Johnson is in support of the package. Oh my God, man. It's such a bipartisan thing, which is even scarier, man. Last 6 years, I've worked as a mom and a member the bipartisan. Oh my god, no! Who are these people, man? Dude, these are actual politicians that are all... Are they getting ratioed at least? I hope they are. Okay, they are. Please read the bill with a disinterested lawyer. It does not protect children. Yep. You're scum if you think this is good and you should resign immediately. Come on, man. Hate how both sides are doing it. Wish this could be exclusive to one side or the other. Yeah, I would actually agree. I wish it would just be one side, but it's actually both. Israel might have funded the bill too. I mean, I don't know about all that, but I have heard of a guy named Peter Thiel who actually put a lot of money into Persona. Mainly Republicans and some Democrats. That's the pattern that I noticed too, Hawk. But like, yeah, I mean, it's definitely bipartisan, and that's what concerns me because again, if it was all one side, then this would be pretty easy to deal with. Only voting for another party was viable. Yeah, I wish we had more than the Democrat and the Republican Party that are, you know, the ones that actually have a chance of winning, you know. Curse you, Meta? Yeah, agreed. I hate Meta. Look at how many different like spying mass surveillance acts that they put in one as well. Holy crap. If that passes, man, that'll be crazy. Kids sacked as a parade of battering at bills. Yeah. Oh my god, look at all this, dude. Okay. Kids deserve to be safe online. That's why house commerce. Okay. Oh my god. These freaking people, dude. All of these people need to get fired. Parents Decide Act. Yeah. It's what an ironic name, by the way. Parents Decide Act, where we give the government the decision making. What the fuck are the parents deciding there? I mean, what? What? That name for the app or the act is so misleading. Parents Decide Act. What the hell are they deciding, dude? They ain't deciding shit. Just this week, parents have lost children to online harms. I mean, obviously that's a bad thing. No one's saying that that's not a bad thing, but like, come on, man. I mean, it's tough to say, but it's the parents and guardians' fault. You gotta watch what your kids do. I mean, you should. There's no way to mandate this in law. This is just my opinion, right? But you actually should not be allowed to have kids if you're not going to take care of them properly. That should not be a hot take, but apparently it is because they say, "Oh, how am I supposed to track what my kids do on the internet?" Are you fucking serious, dude? There's so many parental controls on every single social media. And then if you really can't do it, then just don't let your freaking 12-year-old use social media. It's not that hard. I mean, you are their parent, you know, like you get to decide that type of stuff. That's the entire point of you being a parent. I don't know. Politicians are the unit of not being the sharpest knives in the drawer. True. My child tripped on the sidewalk. I demand we get rid of sidewalks. You know, Dodds, we were playing with that analogy earlier too. I was saying that earlier because if you use that logic, like don't let your kids go outside because they might get hit by a car. Don't let your kids listen to music because the music might get really loud and destroy their eardrums. I mean, holy hell, man. Hey, thank you so much for the $10, Karma Monkey. Thank you for keeping us informed of all this. At this point, Congress is a senior citizen home. Very true. Thank you so much for the $10. I really appreciate it. This is something that I went on rants about in other streams. Might as well do it here as well. Okay, before I say what I'm about to say, I don't care which side of the aisle you support. Just listen to what I'm about to say, right? The fact that our presidents right now in the United States, our president now, the president prior, whatever, the fact that they are setting records for being the oldest presidents in office really pisses me off. Why the fuck are 70, 80, 90-year-olds making decisions for the general public as they are getting older and as their brains are starting to deteriorate? I feel like that is so stupid. I know that there's an age minimum to be president in the United States, like 35, but there should also be an age maximum to be president. You guys agree or disagree? And not just president, to be a politician in any country in the world, you should not be allowed to be a 70, 80, 90-year-old making decisions for the public. I feel like that's so dumb. It doesn't make any sense that there's the people who make decisions about us in the modern world, about the fucking internet, about us, about you guys, about me. They grew up in the 1950s, in the 1940s. Hello? Their viewpoints are clearly based on their upbringing and their experiences when they were our age, right? In their teens, 20s, 30s, right? So why the fuck would they be making decisions for us, the general public, while they are older than most trees? Like, what? Come on, man. Just that whole concept to me is just baffling, right? But you know, whatever. Back to ID age verification. You know, the internet is a fairly new thing, especially when it comes. Thank you so much for becoming a DH elite. Appreciate you, Nova. That is a reference to Dragon Ball Z, by the way, the little elite thing. But anyways, you know, that whole concept of us being governed by people who are, you know, the internet is something very important to understand if you want to get into politics. So the fact that most people in the government don't understand the internet really annoys me. But anyways, thank you so much, Stuart, for the $10. I appreciate what you're doing in regards to the current state of YouTube and age verification. You got the best coverage when it comes to this stuff. Thank you so much, Stuart. I think you're giving me too much credit, but thank you so much, Stuart. Appreciate it. I did not realize the Dragon Ball Z reference. I didn't even into anime. Okay, no problem, no problem. Well, I appreciate the support. Dragon Ball for life. To be fair, here in the UK, both Labour and the Conservative Party are pushing this bullshit. Yeah, I mean, I was just making a separate point about how there's tons of old people in Congress that make laws for everybody, and I feel like that's ridiculous. Thank you so much for the $5, Byte DD. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for always donating. Translation supports this act because I'm lazy and don't act like my child. I wish I was still partying like it's 1999. Pretty much. Oh, man. Culture that suffocates stone young is doomed. I totally agree. Fuck it, how do I donate? I'm on phone. It's okay, man. You don't have to donate. I appreciate you for becoming a member. You're a legend. You do not have to donate, man. Nobody has to donate. Just the fact that you guys are here and you guys, you know, show support by watching the stream and leaving like and stuff, that already means the world to me. So thank you guys so much. Another day, another game of digital ID whack-a-mole. Today, Senators Curtis and Schiff introduced the Safe Kids Act, a comprehensive federal framework to ensure chatbots prioritize children's child safety, privacy, and parental improvement. In other words, massive data collection and surveillance. Correct me if I'm wrong, but don't these laws violate the First Amendment? By any stretch of the imagination, yes, but they don't seem to give a shit. They don't care, you know? Ignore the numbers at the beginning of my super chat. I forgot to delete that out. Don't worry. I ignored it. So, provider of an AI chatbot shall treat any age signal received from the age estimation technology required under paragraph 1 as the actual age range of the user. Ugh. Oh, who's this loser over here? Shame the group that is claiming to... Oh, I just made this tweet. Let's see some replies to this. Age verification needs to die already. Yep, true. Stuart, is that you? Aren't you here? That's you, isn't it, Stuart? What's up, man? Thanks for the reply on Twitter. Even the language in this policy makes me nauseous. These bills... I lost your message. These bills need Mr. Yuck stickers in the cover pages. Politicians are a lot like diapers. They should be changed frequently and for the same reasons, by Robin Williams. Ooh, that's a good quote. Rest in peace, Robin Williams, man. What exactly can we do meaningfully fight against this act in real life? What exactly can we do that'll make a difference? I mean, in real life, there's different ways to go about it. I mean, obviously you can protest and stuff, but obviously I've mentioned that you can just go on a website like batternetbills.com and email your local representatives. Thank you so much for the $5. Guys, you guys don't have to donate. I appreciate you guys so much, though. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Adrian. If these laws pass soon, when these laws backfire, we're still able to go against this, right? I don't know if I sound stupid, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, there have been, as we mentioned earlier in the stream, there have been laws that have been passed that have been paused or blocked There have been age verification laws that got passed in Texas or Louisiana, for example, that either got permanently blocked or paused in some sort of way. The most recent being Utah's ban of VPNs that they try to pass. It was supposed to go into effect in May, I believe, and now it got pushed back to September. So there are definitely ways that you can oppose these, you know. Pretty done with politicians, render unto Caesar, which is Caesar's. I'm assuming you mean Julius Caesar, right? My fat ass thought you meant Little Caesars. But anyways, Congress needs to hear this. A large coalition is sounding. Oh yeah, we already saw this. All right. Tell your representatives to oppose the Kids Act. Yes, 100%. White House and key senators are scrambling to advance Senate Kids Online Safety Act now. New for me. House leaders have long sought a bipartisan deal, a different approach. They may well be able to get momentum by passing it. Something tells me you're not on our side, Ben. ID verification will flop harder than prohibition. I mean, it flopped hard in Australia. I can show you guys right now. I actually made a tweet about that either today or yesterday, where there's some statistics coming out that Australia is having. Oh, why'd she limit her replies? Oh, what the hell? Okay, anyways. There is a tweet about Australia. Yeah, here you go. So Australia's social media law, as you guys know, Australia is they ban social media for kids under 16, right? They want tougher enforcement of it now because there are many studies that have been done that most of the kids that have been quote unquote banned are still using social media. So how are they using social media? What you know, let's scratch our heads here and think. They're doing it through VPNs, obviously, right? And so I mentioned by tougher enforcement, they mean they're going to ban VPNs, which seems almost impossible to enforce. I don't know how you feasibly enforce a VPN ban without cutting off the internet or something, you know? And so here's this study that says Australia's social media ban isn't working. Hopefully that video doesn't start autoplaying. Australia's world first attempt to ban social media for under 16s has shown little evidence of reducing use among young people. A new study has found. You can easily ban most VPNs. Okay, could you explain how? I'm all ears if you can explain how. The research found more than 8 in 10 youngsters covered the restrictions are still accessing social media 3 months after the law came into force, while many using their own accounts and some finding ways around the checks altogether. It comes just a week after, the whole Keir Starmer thing, which I'm still not sure if they're going to go through with now. They should. They should get rid of it, just like how they got rid of Keir Starmer. Bro, the internet is going to be banned for those under 18 at this point. Yeah, I mean, the world's governments are trying their best, but we're not going to let them do that. That's a load of crap, and you know what? VPN bans are completely unenforceable. Yeah, I mean, that's what I thought. I don't know. Who was that said that in the chat? Again, if you think VPNs are able to be banned easily, feel free to let us know how. I would love to learn. I never claimed to be tech savvy. I don't even know how to tie my own shoes. I'm so dumb. So 408 Australian, more than 85% of under 16s reported using social media platforms covered by the legislation had a follow-up, mostly through their own accounts. Little evidence was found of immediate substantive reductions in reported social media use. 2/3 reported encountering age verification checks, but many children reported finding ways around them. VPN ban will flop? Yeah, 100%. You're welcome to try, but fail every time. Yeah. Researchers found 15 to 19% are using fake accounts, while 6 to 11% access platforms through private or incognito browsers. That is how they're getting around age verification, guys. They're just opening up an incognito browser. So essentially, they're just using the accounts or using the social medias without logging in, which is actually more dangerous than using it while they're logged in. They will make it a law for providers to take user information or face fines, probably. Yeah, I've seen that. I've actually made a video on that before, age verification for VPNs. But the thing is, people will just switch to a different VPN, you know? And there will be certain VPNs that won't follow the law, you know? This was something I made a video about like 6 months ago, where the UK is trying to add age verification to VPNs. There's a thought we just roll on our backs and let them impress us. They thought wrong, resistance will prevail. True, true. Once again, Nova, thank you so much for becoming a DH member. Appreciate you. Brazil did an age verification thing for social media. I believe so. I think we talked about them recently. That might have just been a data leak, though. Yeah, actually, yeah, Brazil had an AI facial scan leak. Yeah, data leaks are becoming more and more common, and they're going to become more and more scary. I mean, this was something that we did a stream on recently, but did you guys hear about Texas getting freaking 3 million IDs leaked recently? That happened like a little more than a week ago. Do ads still show up when you search your own videos on your channel? I don't think so, Colossal Sand. They quietly got rid of that. Anthony Albanese is Australian Keir Starmer. Yeah, he is. People try to apply age verification. It's just like Loki trying to fit in all those. No, I wish I got the Marvel reference. I did play Marvel Rivals, so I should get the reference, but fear the internet will be for people who are willing basically to sell their online safety to use it. Yeah. Where would you even VPN to? I feel like we won't have many to choose soon. Probably, I don't know, somewhere like, I don't know, like Switzerland or something. Can make our own VPNs. Can you? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can. 3 million is definitely not a small number to look away from. Yeah, 100%. Especially in one state. This only happened in one state. And by the way, this didn't even have anything to do with like social media or anything. This was like for like people who went to a certain park for like hunting or something, and they had 3 million government IDs get leaked. Holy shit. Imagine how bad it'll be when everyone has to upload an ID on social media. Those will be some generational ID leaks. I mean, holy crap, dude. Going to be infinite workarounds. You cannot have a perfect age verification system. It's just a flawed concept. Oh yeah, 100%. And again, even if everyone did comply and everybody handed over an ID, the generational data leaks that would happen as a result, we would be talking about trillions of dollars worth of biometric data just floating around in the ethos. DNA leaks will be next, I swear to God. Hey, you know what's funny? Rail fan? I got something to show you, buddy. I don't know if I don't think this counts as DNA, but like Mexico is trying to mandate iris scanning as a part of their biometric ID process. They will be scanning your eyeballs. What the fuck? No, that's not. No, I'm not joking. It's that's real. I wish I was joking, my friend. You didn't hear about this? See, this is why you got to make sure you guys are subscribed with notifications on, so you guys don't miss videos like that. Let's see how many subscribers we got right now. Make sure you guys are sub with notifications on, my friends. I would appreciate that. YouTube and I don't really get along too well. I've made a bunch of videos cheating on them, so they don't really notify people of my videos. So make sure you guys know, because I really thought this video was going to do a lot better than it did. Because, you know, obviously that concept, eyeball ID verification, you know. But yeah, thank you for whoever just subscribed. Appreciate it. Let's get it to 241 before the end of the stream. No way. That's impossible. This keeps evolving into something worse. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this is a real thing. I made a whole video about it. It is terrifying. Eyeball scanning is so disappointing. It's funny. Yeah. Might remind you, you deserve those subs. I really don't, EJ Fox, but I appreciate you. Thank you so much. None has the same eyes as like fingerprints. Oh yeah. It would be terrifying. Imagine getting your freaking eyeball scan leaked. Live streaming until 241K. Dude, I'd have to live stream until next week, dude. There's no way. Oh, thank you guys for the subscribing. Appreciate it. It's like they've seen all those dystopian fictional worlds and we're like, oh my God, it's a good idea. True. I mean, that's what it seems like, to be honest. Like the concepts are getting so crazy that it seems like, I don't know. It seems like they are taking things from fiction. Thank you so much, Sergeant Ducky, for the $10. Appreciate it. Want to cover those new cars that apparently have AI determine if you're drunk and it'll lock the car and drive and keep the engine off? That'll kill a lot of people. I have not heard about that, but Sergeant Ducky, I did do something kind of like that. Not really with cars, but I did do a live stream once where there was a guy who, I might be wrong about some of the details of this, but there's a guy who was at a casino and they looked at his picture and he looked like a criminal, like someone who had committed a crime. So the cops just went up to him and arrested him. And it's because his AI scan, their little AI scanning system, it gave him like almost a 100% match. So they're like, yeah, put your hands behind your back. And it wasn't even the same guy. And they like bruised his, I think they like bruised his shoulders and like possibly dislocated one of his shoulders while like handcuffing him and stuff. Like, hopefully he sued the shit out of them for that. Think Penguin Zero covered it? Yeah, he probably did. Thank you so much for the $2 Mission Silo idea. Dick pic as ID verification. Hey, don't give them any ideas, man. At this point, nothing would surprise me, man. Thank you so much for the $2. Appreciate it. Oh my god. Crazy times we're living in. But hey, I always try to look at it with glass half full. Didn't Charlie go to the store you're talking about? Yeah, I think so. I remember doing it live because it was just so insane to me. Caster supports the house kids online safety idea. Caster is a main corresponder. Kids Act is about protecting the kids. True. Kid gets in trouble because the school's AI thought his bag of Doritos was a gun. I talked about that on stream, Jake. I remember doing a live stream about that. I don't think the whole live stream is dedicated to that, but I remember that. In fact, I think I might have talked about that in this same stream. I do remember talking about that. Don't worry about it. Let's see if my memory is correct. I do have an old man memory, so bear with me here. I distinctly remember talking about that. Oh yeah, the guy who yep, here you go, the Dorito bag. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, there's a kid in school who had a bag of chips in his bag, and then like the AI security system thought it was a gun. What the fuck? And you might be thinking, how is this related, right? Well, remember that it's AI age verification. Usually it's some sort of AI system that will be scanning your ID or scanning your face. So AI is actually synonymous with ID verification, you know? They couldn't just check the bag. I think they did after they handcuffed him, which is stupid. But get arrested for popping a Glock out, even though it's just Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Yeah, dude. Shouldn't have been Flamin' Hot, dude. Oh my god. One side is pushing it, those in power, nothing to do with party lines. True, agreed. It is. I mean, the government wants to divide us, so we can't, you know, come together and fight them on this. But oh my god, man. Language is out for those looking for video game design requirements. Are we really going to use this argument in the big 2026 that video games are like dangerous? Are we really doing this? Is this still a thing? An online video game provider shall provide safeguards to a parent of a covered user of an interactive online video game, and blah, 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 that allow the parent to limit communication between such covered user. Okay. Then, okay. Allow the parent. If that's all it was, then I wouldn't have a problem with it. But it's the fact that this is going to be mandated by law. Ah, my God. I don't know. The whole idea of calling it the Parents Decide Act or whatever they're calling it is so redundant to me, because you're actually not letting them decide at all. Man, I don't get it. Most kids will use their parents' IDs. Yeah. Politicians simply have a hardwired lust for power. Yep, true. And that's why I'm saying when you guys email them or call them, oh, I got added in this. But what's it called? If I what was I saying? I just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, sorry. When you guys email them, don't just say, "Hey, I oppose this bill." Say, "I will not vote for you if you support this bill." At least that way, when you give them an ultimatum, uh, of you're going to lose my vote. At least that way, they'll be more likely to listen, or at least I would hope. I don't know. I mean, again, I would rather try than not try at all. And did you guys hear about the whole Discord thing? Discord is slowly rolling out their age verification too. They've already had it in the UK and Australia, but they're slowly rolling it out globally. I will vote for your opponent. Yeah, yeah. And if you could even name their opponent too, like if you look up their, I don't know, their opponent in their state or whatever, that would also hold some weight as well, So it shows them that you're not bullshitting. They freak out about wind turbines yet do nothing about data centers. Yeah. Oh my God. These data centers around the country right now are awful, dude. Package also pulls kid safety into the broader fight over AI legislation. Kid safety should not become a bargaining chip for unrelated fights. Yeah, but I haven't really seen these guys around much, but it seems like they're on their side, so I'll take it. Guthrie announces bipartisan online safety package requires social media. Oh my God. Correction. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Is that policy to prevent harm to children? Oh, yeah, the way they framed it made it seem like it was a good thing. Requires you to hand over your facial scan ID and the internet. Yeah. Yep. True. Agreed. Do we know when it will be on the floor for a vote? I don't. I'm not sure. I can look that up for you. When will the Kids Act be voted on? Let's see if we can find something. I don't want to trust the AI overview. So it says it's this week, but let's see where they're getting that information from. Okay, well, I assume it's going to be this week. Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate that. Monday? Okay, Monday. All right. Do you guys know if that'll be like live streamed anywhere? I mean, sometimes they do that stuff. If you guys know, let me know. I would love to react to it or watch it. Good job, Withered. Yeah, if you guys know if there's like somewhere where I could like watch that, I know sometimes they do it. Thank you, Mission Silo. I appreciate the $5. Again, you guys don't have to donate, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all of you guys. Humor as a tactic works. B-Day for potholes, get them fixed. So we start movement. Dick pics for identity for internet use would be absurd and effective. I don't know about that one, Chief. Thank you so much for the $5. Sad part about these laws and verification of laws that people seem to be okay with it, like my parents. Yeah. That we were talking about that earlier, Gabriel. A lot of people have been deceived and they're delusional about how the internet works, and they actually feel like this will protect kids, when in reality, do you want to, as well as your child, to have your ID floating around the internet? I mean, if the answer is yes, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, The government says you have nothing to hide. Trust me, you have something to hide. True. Another evil mass surveillance, pro censorship, dark money groups is running IG ads to push the... Yeah, they're freaking running ads for these laws as well. What the hell is this? Inseparable? Fuck out of here with that. Skip the flowers, skip the chocolate, pass Cosa or whatever. Shut the hell up. I don't know if I got an answer for that, guys. You guys said that they're going to be voting on that on Monday. Do you guys know if that'll be like live streamed anywhere? I know sometimes they do like live streams for that type of stuff. I would love to react to it live and see what they decide. In fact, the conservatives keep falling for this shit is mind-blowing. App Store Accountability Act is... Oh, okay. My gosh. UK's Online Safety Act demands ID checks in the name of protecting kids. These guys have been doing good work. I do follow them. They usually make some pretty good posts. It gets televised on C-SPAN. Okay, there's no way I can access it on like my computer. Definitely would love to react to that. Parents should do the parenting, not the government's. Agreed. Maybe look it up and they'll stream it. I don't know. Sure. Will the Kids Act vote be live streamed? I don't think I'm gonna get the answer I'm looking for here, but vote will be live streamed. Scheduled. Okay, available via live stream on the House. Oh. Okay, hold on. House Committee on the. Okay. House Committee channel. Really? This shit's gonna be live streamed? Is this scheduled? Streamed 3 days ago. Oh my god. No way you guys are gonna make me subscribe. I'm not subscribing to this fucking channel. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to subscribe to them so I know when it happens. No, I refuse. I wish they had scheduled the live stream so I could know, but I would love to be there for it. This is the channel, right? Judiciary Committee, the official YouTube channel related to protecting our kids. Oh my god, I really don't want to use AI either. AI mode said March 5th. March 5th? Oh, man. That's why I don't use this shit, man. Okay, yeah, okay, well, I don't know. I was hoping they would have a live stream for this recent one. Maybe they will, though? I don't know. I'll have to keep an eye on it. Good night, Treetop. Thanks for stopping by, dude. I don't know. Yeah, well, I guess we'll take a look at it later. It's Online Safety Act reintroduced, Child Safety Bill, raise alarms, Stop the Kids Act. Imagine breathing requiring ID age verification. I wouldn't be surprised, dude. Kids Online Safety Acts exist and should be eliminated. Yeah, dude, they're doing ads for the Kids Online Safety Act. I mean, that in itself is wild. When was that posted? She posted that May 11th. Okay, so it's been a while. Come on, man. That is crazy, dude. You need to verify your age before breathing. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Healthy kids. No, that's not the same thing. Verify your age while you're a sperm cell. Yeah, verify your age while you're being conceived. I don't know. I mean, well, where do we draw the line here? I don't know. See if there's any news about it right now. Okay, coalition urges, Kids Act require age checks. Dozens of tech safety groups urge House to reject kids package. Were we already reading this one? Yeah, I think we were. I think they just wanted something stricter, which is not good. You need a subscription to Breathe too? I'll try. Yep. Coming this summer. And the letter sent Friday. I think we already read the letter, right? And it was awful. Actually, you know what? Let's give this a read. Let's see if it's as bad as the other one. We fought for years to enact stronger federal legislation that will protect the next generation online from the Yeah. Yeah. No. All of you. I am so disappointed in each of one of you groups. You guys are contributing to mass surveillance laws around the fucking world. And all you people should be ashamed of yourselves. Do you remember the COPPA situation? Of course I do. I've made like over 100 videos on it, buddy. You'll need a subscription to Breed? Oh, God. I mean, hey, you never know. You can hear the despair in your voice. Yeah, dude, they were giving me hope a little bit. Even the way that they're titling these articles, I feel like I'm getting clickbaited so hard over here because it makes it sound like they're rejecting the kids package as in they're against it, but it sounds like they just want something more strict. Come on. All right. Yeah, so when they were calling it the Weak Kids Act, they literally meant because they wanted to be stronger. No, that's not good. Love your videos. Thank you, dude. Appreciate that. Thank you to everybody who's subscribed. Appreciate you guys so much. Really means a lot, guys. Yeah, Ted Cruz is trying to get a markup for different Kids Online Safety Act in August. Ted Cruz doing something stupid? No way, dude. The Kids Act, a bipartisan mass surveillance mega bill. Yeah, Reclaim the Net has done a lot of good work. If you guys stick around till the end of the stream, I'll tell you what tomorrow's video will be about too, but I'm not going to say it yet. Weeks after Americans criticize the UK, Congress is now advancing legislation that raises strikingly similar concerns, bipartisan agreement on children's online safety. Yeah, these guys, this whole group over here, man, they suck. Proposal is part of the Kids Act and omnibus. I don't even think I've ever heard that word before. Omnibus. How the hell do you say that?
Omnibus.
Oh my god, that was so loud. Hopefully I didn't blast you guys' eardrums off. Omnibus. Okay, well, I must be stupid. I never heard that word before. Safe Bots Act, COPPA, Spy Kids Act. Okay. This is what they want. They want to pass this shit so they can silence their critics and execute received dissent. Is that what I typed in, Mutank? No way. Oh god. Not what I meant. Okay. Well, that was a typo. Soon I'm gonna have to, you guys are gonna have to age verify to watch the stream now. Hand over your IDs, let me have them. Oh my god. Announced Monday that they'd reached agreement on the legislation, would require social media companies to provide additional safeguards. Yeah, every time you guys leave a comment, I'm going to need your ID now. Sorry, guys. Why is there a bill called Spy Kids Act? That's just accidentally saying you're playing out loud. I know, right? Like, they know that the criticism for their bill is that we feel like it's mass surveillance, and they literally called it Spy Kids Act. Are they fucking screwing with us? No way, they thought that was a good idea to name that stupid ass bill the Spy Kids Act. What the hell? We worked across the aisle for many months and have now found common ground. It's always under the framing lies this familiar and deeply controversial approach, imposing broad obligations on platforms that hinge on whether companies know a user is a minor. Not even trying to hide it anymore. I know, right? The Spy Kids Act. Really, guys? At least try to be freaking inconspicuous. You needed an ID to stream, read, talk, and think. True. Congress has tried for years to set national rules for social media news safety. Those efforts have repeatedly stalled in part because of unresolved tensions between child protection goals and fundamental privacy rights. Feel like we're getting closer and closer to that? Yeah, well, we really are. I mean, a lot of you guys did not even know about the eyeball thing, right? I guess I'll just say this sporadically throughout the stream because people didn't know about this. But you guys know that Mexico wants people to scan their eyeballs, right? Like that's a real thing. Right over here. Made a video about it. Iris scanning for ID verification. Anyways, one of the main disputes appears to have been resolved in favor of House Republicans. According to a committee spokesperson, the agreement does not include a duty of care provision. Oh, man. Kids Online Safety Act without duty of care isn't Kids Online Safety Act. It's a blank check to Mark Zuckerberg to exploit children. So they're literally arguing on making a more invasive Kids Online Safety Act. They're saying it's not invasive enough. I mean, what the hell, dude? I don't know. Even without that provision, however, the bill still creates a framework that pressures platforms to determine who their users are. Legislation defines know or knows to mean to know or should have known. Similar language appears across multiple sections of the Kids Act, including provisions covering online platforms, AI chatbots, and gaming services. They will not, like, the gaming ones are so, I mean, it's all stupid, but the gaming ones are just especially hilarious because it's just like, okay, so we're in 2026, we're using the narrative that games are dangerous. Really? This has been disproved throughout the decades, and people are still gonna argue that in the governments. Standard creates legal risk for companies that fail to identify minors, effectively encouraging them to gather more information about users to avoid liability. Why do these technologically illiterate pricks have such a hard on for North Korea-style control? I don't know, but it seems like the governments just want control no matter what government it is. The bill attempts to soften that implication by stating nothing in the subtitle may be construed to require the provider of a covered platform to implement an age gating or age verification functionality on a covered platform or on the covered platform. Best we can do is keep talking about AI age verification or any kind of age verification, how much we don't want it. Yep, true. I mean, the only thing we can do at this point is to spread the word and contact your local representatives. By that reassurance rings hollow. Platforms are told they do not have to verify age while simultaneously being held responsible if they should have known a user was a minor. The most obvious ways to resolve that contradiction is to collect more data. True. I mean, it definitely would be an overall better internet without kids, but I just don't understand why it's so hard for parents and elders to keep it away from them. Yeah. I mean, it's all up to them at the end of the day. We cannot allow the government to make a decision like this. If they can all of a sudden decide who can use the internet, what else are they going to be allowed to decide in the future? You know, this is just the slipperyest slope of all time. Bill would require platforms that know a user is a minor to provide privacy and safety controls, including tools to limit communications, restrict geolocation sharing, reduce compulsive use features, and other options, whatever. See, if it was just that type of stuff, then it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But it's the fact that you also have to submit an ID or an AI facial scan. That's what makes it, you know, so awful. Cartoons aimed at kids already have comments turned off on YouTube. Yeah, that was a part of COPPA in 2020, though. That was way before this whole age verification push. Those protections depend entirely on platforms being able to identify minors in the first place, raising the question of how much personal data will be collected from all users, not just children, in order to make that determination. Man. Insanity. Another provision allows states to enact stronger protections than those set at the federal level. How did all of this stuff just go boom all of a sudden over the past year? It's been a few years in the making, Akim, but it was a coordinated push from the world's governments, and nobody will be able to convince me otherwise. Because you're right, it did just explode all of a sudden over the last year or so. And you cannot tell me that this is not coordinated from a lot of these politicians and world's governments. There's no way that the UK made one decision and then everybody just really thought about it. They were like, oh, that's a good idea. No, I think that the writing was on the wall, you know, for a while. But I'm going tinfoil deep humor right now, you know. Kid trips on grass. Oh no, grass hurts children. Must kill all the grass in the world. Yep. I mean, that's basically what's going on here. I mean, anything slightly dangerous to kids, we need to make everyone submit an ID to use it. So what's next? I mean, you need to hand over an ID to walk because walking can hurt people. I mean, I don't know, dude. Is it me or politically 2026 has been nothing but government distractions to plan dystopian societies? No, it's definitely not just you. I would agree with that. Bill says nothing prevents a state from enforcing laws that provide greater protection to minors than federal requirements. It opens the door to an increasingly fragmented regulatory outlook where companies must comply with a patchwork of state laws, many of which may impose stricter identity verification or access restrictions. Do you have a license to walk? Not yet, man. Soon, I'm sure we are going to be having to have one. Thank you so much for all the donations, guys. I really appreciate it. Donations are never necessary, but I really appreciate it a lot. Thank you to Bite Deity, Dance Dance North, GG Lost, Boric, Antagonistic, Adam, Karma Monkey, Nova for joining as a DH Elite Steward, Bite Deity once again, Adrian, Sergeant Ducky, Mission Silo, and Big Boy Nameless One with a $50 donation. Appreciate you guys. My man Blue with the 20 gifted as well. Can never forget. Thank you so much. Social media addiction is not real. Realistically speaking, you just want to keep using your phone because you enjoy it or you have no self-regulation. I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously the kids, especially when they're like 12 or whatever, they don't have the concept of self-regulation. So that's why it's up to the parents and the guardians to actually make sure they don't get addicted to their phone, you know? Get these technologically illiterate old prunes out of the government. I mean, yeah, I mean, that's some harsh wording, but I mean, I agree. I mean, if you don't understand how the internet works, how can you create policy for an entire country? If this was 1980 and you don't understand how the internet works, yeah, that's fine, you know, because at that point it wasn't that big of a, thing. But now the internet is, everyone uses the internet basically. So how, if you are not literate in terms of internet usage, how can you make laws? It's unbelievable. We're pushing gambling like we've done. I'm not concerned about addictions they identify as harmful. Dude, that's another thing. I've thought about making a video about that before, of how much gambling is pushed into like advertising. Dude, I'm a huge sports fan. Like I love basketball, I love boxing, MMA. I've been watching the World Cup. Dude, they fucking push gambling in everything, especially in the sports. Dude, my bookie and all this shit, stake, and what, like all these like random gambling ads and stuff. But that stuff is okay. The government doesn't want to regulate that at all. But using Instagram, give me your freaking ID, your AI facial scan, and your grandma's fingerprint, please. Like, what the hell, dude? Like they're pushing AI to hide what's in the files. Oh yeah, I mean, that's another conspiracy theory, but I agree. I mean, I think that tons of things are being done right now to distract from the e-files. In fact, even on YouTube, you notice how I'm calling it the e-files? I've noticed that when I've been told, and what I've noticed is if you say the guy's name, the guy who's on that island, your video is more likely to get demonetized. So I'm just gonna call it the e-files, but you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. The language appears protective. Indirect regulatory pressure can lead companies to weaken encryption. Hey, gambling, the advertiser instantly dislike you and will boycott. I know that gets advertised quite a bit too. Gotcha ads? Oh, gotcha games? Oh yeah. I mean, that's a whole another thing. Gambling is fine, but oh god, not copyrighted music in your video. Take down yellow dollar sign. Yep, true. There have been live streams where I like played like a scene from like a movie for like 5 seconds, and my entire stream got copyright claimed. And it wasn't even like a new movie. It was like a movie that came out like 30 years ago. The agreement still faces hurdles before becoming law, including Senate approval and Trump's signature. Well, he has an opportunity to win some brownie points here if he rejects it, but something tells me that's not going to happen. Because as we've already discussed, the White House has been proven to be in support of ID verification laws, which fucking sucks. That's really shitty. White House into the evil house, pretty much. Man. Well, I don't know if that's going to be live streamed on that YouTube channel, but that's something I'll have to keep an eye on. I would love to do a live react to them going over the bill. It'll likely be boring as shit, because those like things where they vote on bills and stuff like that, it usually takes hours, but I'm still willing to do it. Hopefully they do it at some time where I'm not at work. Otherwise that would be an issue, obviously. Depending on the bill, sometimes they argue. Well, that's the unfortunate part about this specific bill. It seems like this is the one thing that both sides of the aisle can agree on. Not, making sure that we get homeless people off the streets, or making sure we cure world hunger, or making sure, that type of stuff. Nope. When it comes to surveilling everybody in the entire country in the world, that is where all the politicians raise their hands up and say, you know what? We all agree. Oh, man. Say one thing, you aren't perfect, no one is, but I love how concise and quick you are to get to your point, easy to understand. Do find you one of the best in that regards. Thank you, Elizabeth. I think you're giving me too much credit, but thank you so much. Did admit I still use Discord in spite of everything, though I do have root as backup to migrate to. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you for that. I have a Discord community and I still use it as well. I mean, if we're gonna boycott things because they use age verification, then that means that none of us should use YouTube. You know what I mean? I mean, we're literally on a site right now that has global age verification. So unfortunately, a lot of the biggest platforms in the world have age verification. So unless we're willing to boycott every single website, it you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't blame you for still using Discord. And migrating off of Discord is difficult. My PMing communities are on there. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Discord has become such an integral part in voice communication. I totally understand why people are hesitant to get off of it. YouTube has no alternatives, which is why we can't stage a mass exodus on here like we did Discord. I mean, Discord doesn't really have a true viable alternative either. I mean, even second place is still way lower in terms of users, you know? I would totally leave Discord if it had a viable competitor, you know, like something that could really like take a lot of users away from them. The closest thing is TeamSpeak, and I'm just not really a huge fan of TeamSpeak, you know? Difficult for me getting off Roblox with all the creators I want to support. Yeah, I mean, you know, again, teach their own, do your own thing. But I mean, Roblox, I'm not letting. If Roblox is still around by the time I have kids, yeah, they're not using Roblox. There's just too much shit that has gone on that platform. Got off Roblox in 2023 and Minecraft in 2024. Got off Minecraft? Can't be getting off Minecraft. It's the greatest game of all time. At least it's not on Facebook, because I met a good amount of people that cannot use any other social media besides there. They're basically stuck with it. ID verification is not on Facebook? I thought it was. Does Facebook have age verification? Yeah, they have age verification. Pretty much every social media already has age verification. Can't get off Discord because I have friends on there. It'd be hard for them to commit. Exactly. Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, a lot of people have friends, communities there and stuff, you know? Age verified have children. Wouldn't be surprised. Trapped on Facebook at this point because of elderly family members. Yeah, again, that's fair. I mean, if you're using it to keep in contact with your family, totally makes sense. I just don't like Meta as a company. I think Meta is the worst social media company. I think, like, I have made so many videos, you know, criticizing YouTube. I honestly think Meta makes YouTube look like a utopia. Compared to every Meta service, YouTube is the greatest website in the world. I mean, Meta is so shady, and they are, I don't know. I don't trust them in the slightest. And that is especially validated from the fact that these assholes are the ones that are funding digital ID laws. They are literally paying for them. My kids wouldn't let me play on Roblox, or my parents wouldn't let me play on Roblox for some time. Then I was finally able to play again. I found out why. Yeah, Roblox is just, yeah, I don't know. Now going back to playing the game. Yeah. Age verified to wake up. If you don't, then you're stuck in a coma. Yeah. If you want to wake up, give me your ID. I mean, that's where it's going, you know. Stopped Roblox as soon as I heard about age verification persona. Yeah, dude, I've been begging their CEO to come at me again, but he has not been doing it. How do I can show you guys that stuff. I was gonna do it on Twitter, but the Twitter search system is so bad. But what's it called? He freaking called me out because I was talking about the fact that Amazon is working with them, Persona, and Amazon was like making somebody hand over an ID because they were like buying a t-shirt or something like that. And then he like freaking nitpicked what I said. And then he was saying, you know, like that I'm fear mongering or whatever. And I was like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. So I made a video in response to him where I pointed out every single controversy that Persona has had in a long time. And it was just crickets. He never replied to me ever again. And I made multiple videos calling him out. Here was the most replayed part of the video. I think people thought this was funny. And/or civil penalties, and you consent to all applicable monitoring. If you do not agree to these conditions, discontinue use immediately. Whose logo is that there, Rick? Is that the McDonald's logo there, or I think that's the Persona logo? So people, come on, Rick, where you at, dude? That looked like the Persona logo to me. That's how you found the channel? Oh, I appreciate it, 2RX. But yeah, I made videos calling them out, and I what's called pointed out all their controversies and stuff. He was the one who freaking called me out and said I was fear mongering. And then I called him out multiple times, said that he's ducking us, and to this day, he's never given me a response. You know, let's see what he's up to, our good pal Rick Song. What are you up to, man? Oh, he made his face his profile picture now. Hey, you know, better late than never, I guess. Quickly, okay, got the Persona screen back. Come on, Rick. Oh, Rick, you're doing podcasts, man? What about me? Why don't you go on to the channel, dude? I won't bite. Come on, Rick. I mean, the thing is, I'm not a douchebag. Like, if he was to come on the channel, I'm not going to just fucking, like, not let him talk and, like, insult him or whatever. I would be cordial with him. I would just be like, hey, Rick, like, I've noticed that you've had this controversy and these 7 other controversies. Could you explain? I mean, that's all I would say, you know? Rick here, I want to clarify. Okay, wait, hold on. Someone did not have a user data breach. Who's he replying to? Himself? Okay, wait, hold on. Eventually, you'll need an age verify to watch this podcast. Yeah, pretty much. Rick here, CEO of Persona. I want to clarify a couple points. This is not true. Oh, he's replying to this. What is this? Been reading the with Persona incident write-up as a bunch of people have asked, will the data be going into have I been pwned? No, there's no data. Okay. So what does he say? So he said Persona did not have a user data breach. A security researcher accessed a test environment on the open internet and accessed the front-end code that your browser already downloads when you visit our website. Again, no user data, personal information, or even sensitive code is exposed. Okay. Okay, let's just say, let's give him that, right? Let's just give him that argument. Let's go look at all the other things that Persona has been exposed for. So Persona's CEO. All right, well, let's just take a look here real quick, right? How about the secret experiment that you were doing with Discord in the UK where they were going to be storing your data for up to 7 days, and then they claim it'll be deleted after that? How about that? Interesting, huh? This is the thing that he's talking about where like the front end was exposed or whatever. So, you know, obviously that's one, but again, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say we'll give him a pass on that one. Here was another thing where they were allegedly working, you know, like with ICE and all this type of stuff. And then, you know, obviously they were funded by Peter Thiel, who's a big mass surveillance person. You know, they had a scandal with LinkedIn where LinkedIn, as well as Persona, was getting all this type of information from you. Full name, passport, selfie, facial geometry, national ID, nationality, probably how long your fingernails are. Anything else? All right, Rick, you want to keep going? Let's keep going. How about the lawsuits that they faced where they were essentially facing scrutiny for what's called mishandling biometric data? Rick, I'm all yours. How about when Discord openly pointed out that Persona did not meet their bar for performing ID age verification entirely on device? If you want, Rick, I'll do it live. I mean, we're doing it live right now. I mean, I'm all ears if you want to come on and explain all this. So, yeah, I mean, you had an explanation for one thing, but what about all this other stuff? Very interesting. But hey, Rick, you do your thing, man. Oh, man. Age verify to use your eyes? Well, they already do have eyeball age verification. Again, I'm not trying to be a douchebag. If Rick ever comes on, I will be very cordial. I will give him all the opportunity he wants to speak. If anything, that would be smart for him to do so he can clear the air. If we have something wrong, then tell us. You know what I mean? But for the most part, a lot of these ID age verification providers are super shady. And when you challenge them on it, they will be very selective to who they reply to. Keep in mind, he's the one that called me out. And now, ever since I've made videos inviting him onto the channel, it's all crickets. Thank you so much for the $5, Dorothy. Appreciate it. Blame this all on Jonathan Haidt. He is responsible for all this mess thanks to writing a propaganda book that's destroying the internet. Thank you so much for the $5, Dorothy. I appreciate it. That would make him look bad. I mean, yeah, I mean, we already know why he won't come on, EJ. I'm just using it. I'm just trying to be charitable to him. You know what I mean? Posted it out when you called him out. If you remember that. Yeah. I mean, and there were, again, whenever there was something else that Persona did that was shady, each time I would be like, all right, Rick, I mean, you have the opportunity to come on and explain yourself if you'd like. But he never did. All right, well, appreciate all the donations, guys. You guys do not have to donate, but thank you guys so much. I didn't even know he was still active on Twitter. I haven't seen him in a while. You have difficulty verifying with how quickly fraud is evolving due to AI. With how quickly fraud is evolving due to AI. And yet, don't you guys use AI facial scans? What? I don't know. Well, interesting guy. I blame Elon and Palantir for this mess. Shame on them, and even his doji launched. Yeah, I've heard very bad things about Palantir. I don't even know if I'm saying the name right. He created the propaganda book called The Anxious Generation. I've heard that book for sure. Pronounced Palantir correctly? Okay, cool. Just want to warn. Oh, didn't I think I remember Train Boy Eric replying to one of my tweets or something. Shout out to you, buddy. Wait a minute. Safe tact. Wow. Well, this is going a few years back, 2024. Sheesh. Tried to read that book. It was slop. Yeah, man. See what we got over here in the latest tab. Nothing, apparently. Sheesh. Okay, there we go. Kids actually. Oh, he's replying to me. Same thing like net neutrality. Oh, yeah, I remember when that was a big thing. This is just going into like anything. Let's do Kids Act law. Man, even this is not showing the right stuff. Twitter search sucks, man. Verify your hair to prove you're an emo. It's only a matter of time, dude. Only a matter of time. The old man's getting tired. Kids act as a top predator. Yeah, we already read this. Yeah, I'll have to look into these guys after the stream. Looks like they are a good ally for us. Twitter has become a tragic shell of what it was at its height. True. How long do you think the ID data breach will take? I assume you mean a big ID data breach in accordance with social media. Big ones have already happened, but I assume that once these laws really go worldwide, I would say within only like the first month or two of them being implemented, there will be huge ID age verification stuff. Leaks. Verify your tooth. I mean, again, that doesn't seem too far-fetched. I mean, they're already having people verify their eyeballs, so the tooth doesn't seem too out of the realm of possibility. Palantir is the worst. Yeah, like I said, I heard very, very bad things about them. Feel bad for all the students stuck in middle school or high school. Wouldn't be surprised if they have to age/ID verify to use anything school related. Oh yeah, especially if they live in the UK or Australia. Then he found that Australia's social media ban had little impact as kids simply lied about their age, explained how the government will review the law and added that the focus is on. Okay. Let's hear what this prick has to say.
What we want to do is to make sure.
Okay, I can only hear him in my right ear. The hell? This law is so bullshit, the audio didn't even transcribe properly. Okay, well, you guys will only be able to hear this in your right ear.
What we want to do is to make sure that the laws are as strong as possible and that they will withstand any legal challenges which are made. These are not uncontroversial. When I say that,
tickling my right ear.
Controversial amongst the Australian public.
These laws aren't controversial, huh? Fucking really? Really?
Controversial. When I say that, though, they're not controversial amongst the Australian public and amongst parents because they know that this is a world-leading ban.
Like, okay, you supporting the law is one thing, but you saying it's not controversial. This guy must be on crack. Like, there's no way. I cannot believe this. Yeah, we gotta make a tweet about this. This is one of many politicians that needs, hold on, can't spell, to be fired for supporting these bullshit ass laws. I'm gonna keep it concise. Even the audio doesn't believe him. True. My left ear just didn't even want to hear that shit, and they were just like, nope, I don't want to hear anything you have to say. Can you please have the Supreme Court descend this nightmare already? The Supreme Court approved age verification. Hate to tell you, Mike, but that's true. Texas brought a age verification law for adult websites all the way up to the Supreme Court, and they approved it. So, unfortunate. Supreme Court is corrupt. At this point, anyone supporting these digital ID laws are corrupt. Right here is cursed for life. Yeah, land of the free. Exactly. I've seen so many, and I'm American too, obviously, but I've seen so many Americans boasting at other countries, oh, we don't have those types of laws over here. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I think people just don't know or something, but we absolutely have digital ID laws in this country that are gaining steam. I don't know why people think that that's not the case, because it is. Okay, so we'll wrap the stream up here in a little bit, so I guess I'll tell you guys about my next video, tomorrow's video. Let's get a show of hands, right? Have any of you guys gotten an email from Google about new terms of service? Type a 1 if you've got an email from Google about their new terms of service. Type a 2 if you haven't. 1 if you've gotten the email, 2 if you haven't. Let's just say I took a look at the email, and there's quite some concerning stuff in there. It looks like most of you guys have gotten the email. Pretty much anybody who uses Google will have gotten an email recently saying that they have new terms of service. Yeah, all I'm gonna say is there's some stuff in there that's not good. Not good at all. So that's what we're gonna be talking about tomorrow. And let's just say it has a lot to do with YouTube and a lot to do with the same topic we're discussing today. So make sure you guys subscribe so you guys don't miss that video. Again, appreciate everybody for subscribing. Make sure you guys turn your notifications on too, because YouTube does not notify people of my videos as much. Didn't look in depth. Yeah. We took a look and take care of Articuana. We're gonna have to upload an ID to upload, aren't we? YouTube has not made that mandatory yet. You do need an ID if YouTube's AI marks you as a child for advanced features, but you can upload without an ID. But all right, I think we covered everything we got to cover. So yeah, make sure you guys are subscribed and don't miss tomorrow's video, 10:40 a.m. PST, the usual. Appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe and notifications on. And thank you guys so much for all the donations. Love you guys. Appreciate you all. And I will see you guys next time. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.